Kentucky was formed. Jefferson, Fayette, and Lincoln. Lincoln was the largest of the three. There were 55 plus parts of 2 other counties made out of Lincoln County. Boyle County was not formed until 1842. Okay? So everything before that pertained to Lincoln County. We have our oldest marriage record is 1781. The bond, until Kentucky became a state, the bonds were made to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Do you know how many commonwealths there are in the United States? The first 4, I don't know whether they've added any more or not. Or it says, not the state of Kentucky, but the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Kentucky, Virginia, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania. So we always, if you look on the flags, or anything like that, it will say Commonwealth of Kentucky. And what does that mean? The laws were made by the common people, for the common people. It's very, very important. You know, we have 120 counties, and some people keep saying, oh, you need to change it. It probably will never be changed because of
the common people.
Well, people do not want to give up having a judge, having every central government. You know, they're going to still want to have their sheriff and their judge and everything. So that's one of the reasons. There's a big, every so often it's brought up in this school, frankly, you know, to cut down to the counties, because that's what a lot of counties. But I'm telling you, there will be a fight if it ever comes up. I'm going to show you how we keep our old records.
Okay.
Now, this courthouse is a little over 100 years old. It was built in about 1910. There were 2 courthouses before this one here. One was made out of logs. The second one was brick. It lasted about 100 years. And then this one, it was not burned. It did not burn. People will say, oh, you burned. There's a lot of courthouses in the state that have burned. This one has never burned. The first courthouse in Lincoln County was out where the cemetery is now. Benjamin Logan gave the land for it. Benjamin Logan gave the land for this. And so Benjamin Logan is very important to us. That's the reason we have Logan's Fort, which we're trying to build. It was out just at the edge. It's still inside the city limits. But Benjamin Logan started. There were 3 forts also in the state of Kentucky: Harrodsburg, Fort Hare, Fort Williamsburg, and Logan's Fort. His name always comes first in this. That's the way it was remembered. But anyway, he gave the land for this in the town. Now, this is locked every night. Closed, excuse me. Both doors. And if you'll come on in. I haven't been over in Boyle County in so long, so I don't know what it looks like. I'm sure it used to look like something like this. All of these are our old records and old books. These are our marriages. You had, in 1781 and on down, you had to have a marriage bond. Usually 2 men, usually the groom and somebody else, pledged 50 pounds. The pounds was until it changed to dollars. And it was made in 1792 when we became a state. Then it was made to the governor of Virginia for that. The 3 counties were formed in 1790. Don't forget the 3 counties: Jefferson, Fayette, and Lincoln. So we really, so much came out of Lincoln County. If they came into Kentucky, they came through the Cumberland Gap, which is down at the corner of Tennessee, North Carolina, you know, and West Virginia, or is it Virginia? Down in that little area, you know, where you go to South Carolina, you go down through that way. Okay, There's the Cumberland Gap. They came up through that, or they came over the mountains. We have surveys. You know, when they were awarded land by service in the American Revolution and other wars. So we have surveys for that. We have deeds, marriages. We do not have divorces here. We do not have births. In the state of Kentucky, they did not start keeping them officially till 1911. That's kept in Frankfurt. Now, some counties did have some records on births, but the traffic that we get in here most of the time in this old part, because there's another section of the court of the clerk's office up in another building. This is done. Most people come in here for genealogy.
Is it only kept on these papers?
We do not have. Well, I'm not saying you cannot find it on the internet, but not everything is on the internet. Mm-hmm. And we are in the process of trying to find a scanner, because we have these big books that are so, some of them can be taken apart, some cannot. And to make copies, it's very, very hard. So you can take photos of them in here. That's what we'd like for people to, until we do get a scanner. We have wills. We have estates. The estates years ago, you know, when someone died, somebody was appointed as executor or executrist. You know the difference. Executrist is a lady. Executor is a male. They used to keep here's a box. I don't know what date it is because it goes by something else. But I'll show you here. Here's the state papers for this mister. They had to keep everything that they paid, like if you owed a bill or something came up to settle the estate, or if somebody owed them something. So they kept everything. They had to present it to the court to prove they took care of the estate. So this is one of the things that we have here. I've been told that fishing is the top hobby and genealogy is the second.
Fishing.
And most young people do not care a thing about genealogy. But you will find that if you have an illness in your family and you want to know whether it's hereditary, something like that, that does help you as far as genealogy. So if you've got parents and grandparents, you need to ask them questions now, because everybody wishes that they had asked questions and the grandparents are gone. So you need to ask. You need to ask questions. You will probably be interested in later life. So is there anything you'd like to ask?
Well, are today's cases, like a long time ago, those, like, people would send in notes and record them here? Do people have, is it digital now?
Not here. Now you can get some of these on the internet. I have not put any on, but I know that they're on there. Okay. I know that they are. We try, one thing here is, now look at these old books here. See here? And we've got old books over here that are even early, I've got one here, 1800. We do not want to destroy anything that's real old. We don't want to destroy anything. Now, a lot of this you can find it in Frankfurt at the archives or at the Family History Center. But historically, you know, like the copies of the Declaration of Independence, things like that, even though you've got copies of them, they still want the original. So we strive to keep the originals here. And you can see that. I'll show you our marriage index. We've got one that lists I have a husband. I think I've only run across one marriage that did not mention the wife's name. I mean, it's, and with this is where you can go, we've got one by the groom, we've got one by the bride.